Tell me about the most difficult preaching moment of your ministry.
Define difficult.
Well, how about if I let you define it?
That's good.
I have a definition in terms of whether it was the toughest or hard. That can be tough personally,
Okay.
emotionally. That can be tough because of the congregation.
Got it. I think the most difficult, or the most weighty, may I use that word, the most weighty preaching experience was at Hampton Ministers Conference.
No, tell me about it.
It was,
Tell me about
it was the most weighty preaching experience. Those of us who have gone to Hampton know that, the rafters are a rough crowd. The congregation on the floor, that's the church. That's Sunday morning. But up in those, because all the great preachers of our country are at that meeting. Many of the great preachers of our time are in that meeting. And so everyone, because we are preachers, we are always investigating that preaching moment. I dare say evaluating the preacher and the preaching moment. So that's weighty to have all of these people from all of these different walks of life, all these people who have been preaching forever and who know preaching well and who do preaching well. And then you have the people who just come in to fuss and see what,
Why they not up there? Right?
Exactly. So who is this guy? Why is he there? So it was weighty. I was talking to some preachers just last night about the Hampton experience, and they were asking me how did I feel about it. And so after the first day, I had to preach 3 days in a row. After the first day, I was back in the green room where they take you, and I said to the assistant pastor of our church, "Can I go home now?" Can I go home now? I don't want to do the rest of the 2 days. So it was just weighty. And the Lord was kind, allowed me to preach, but it was just a weighty moment because there's so much that is involved in that experience. So, I enjoyed being there after a couple of days, but it was just, it was difficult. It was difficult, and, it made it through.
So you did better than made it through. You did a phenomenal job.
You're very kind.
But what most did you learn from the Hampton experience?
I think what I've learned throughout the years is that we preachers need the gospel, that we need to be preached to. And it's unique how almost every year the preachers who are chosen speak into the lives of preachers. Because those of us who pour out or attempt to pour out every week, we just need the refreshment. And so I think it is, for me, I think it is necessary for whomever stands in that space to understand that preachers really need the refreshment, the rejuvenation, that we have to take that moment so seriously, because that which we do all the time drains us, whether we know it or not. And so we need that refreshment. So I think I'm learning every year at Hampton that there's a refreshment that is necessary for the one who is always expending preaching energy.